Hello and welcome to today's live. Hope you are all really good. So what we're talking about today is all about how to look after yourselves. So it's a new year. I know from doing a lot of behind the scenes conversations that the women that I'm talking to at the moment are really struggling in how to look after themselves, their well-being, their skin, how they look, how they feel. And I have worked with Neal Remedies for 13 years. It's been part of my business for a long time. Hundreds and hundreds of clients have enjoyed actually benefiting from Neal Remedies, but I also love the brand myself. I use a lot of the products. And it is a beautiful, beautiful skincare brand to experience. But not just that, it's amazing for well-being because it's coming from an aromatherapy perspective. And aromatherapy is a holistic, a complementary therapy. And we all know the power of essential oils. I think everybody probably knows that. Whether you know the specifics or not, don't worry, because I'm here to teach you everything you need to know about how to look after yourself, how to look after your well-being, and how to look after your skin, how to look good for as long as possible with a very, very beautiful, organic, natural skincare regime. Okay, say hello if you are watching me live. Hi Gail, Happy New Year. So first of all, a couple of little kind of things just to kind of mention. These videos are going to be stored in the guide section. So if you want to come back at any stage and re-watch, maybe you found something really interesting or you want to double check yourself, then you will find them in the guide section. They will also be moved over to my YouTube channel as well. So again, feel free to check out the YouTube channel. So today I want to kind of make things a little bit simple because I have been a qualified beauty therapist for 30 years this year. And I've worked in the industry for a long time. I have been a working therapist. I've been a working holistic therapist. I have owned my own businesses for 20 years this year. I've opened my own salons. I'm a qualified beauty trainer. And I actually ran and owned my own training academy. So there's not a lot I don't know. And one of the things that I find really frustrating out there in the world of beauty is that there's so many things that make it really complicated for you as women that have no experience, no know-how, haven't got a clue where to start, and there's so many things that make it so complicated. So the aim of what I want to do is really kind of simplify beauty and what steps and stages that you can take your skin through to get the results that you need, but in a really, really simple to understand way. Because there's all sorts of potions and lotions and a lot of it is just wording. Fundamentally, there's only so many categories of skincare that exist, but wording, marketing, salesy speak can really make things look complicated, but also can make things look something that they're not actually, okay? So some of the things that you see, you hear, you read, you look at are a little bit misleading and a little bit disingenuous. So I'm here to kind of cut all the crap, basically, and to give it to you dead straight on the things that you can choose to do if you want to look after your skin. Now, one of the things that I always used to say to my clients, so I was a skincare specialist. I specialised in facials specifically, but I did all of the beauty and the holistic treatments. However, one of the things, a lot of clients would come into me and they'd be like, I'm not happy with my skin, I don't like this, I don't like that, I don't like the other, okay? And one of the things that I always discussed right at the beginning is, I'm not here to sell you anything, okay? All I'm here is to share my industry knowledge, my professional knowledge, to share a range that I've worked with on clients and I've achieved results for many, 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 many years, okay? I'm here to share that information. What you do with that information is up to you. If you decide, no, it's not for me, it's not for you, okay? It's not for you. If you decide, oh, hello, I didn't realise that, I need that, then obviously it is for you. And that's absolutely fine, okay? But I'm not here to sell a thing, okay? I'm just here to educate, to share my knowledge, to empower you so you can make the right decisions for your skin, okay? To look after your skin, your well-being, and for you to look as good as you possibly can in a very, very natural way for as long as possible, okay? So let's get started. So what I wanted to do today is I kind of wanted to break down the different types of products that are on the market in real simple form, okay? I have got some of the Neal products in front of me. These are all mine. Everything you're gonna see is all mine, okay? And obviously I've worked with this brand for a long time. I've got a beautiful, lovely collection. And the way that I used to work as a therapist was exactly the same. So I'd have all of the different products available to me that I felt I needed to work alongside all my treatments. And I would then create prescriptive skincare for my clients. So I would pick and choose what I needed to use that day for that client for their specific concerns. The next appointment, I might be using something completely different. And I actually take that same philosophy with myself. There's key products that I use every single day, but also there's prescriptive products that I pick and choose when I need to use them and for what reasons, okay? So you're gonna see a multitude of products, but today I'm gonna keep it really simple and just give you the kind of the basics, as in what products do what, and then we're gonna really dive into the range on my next live, okay? So I'm gonna build you kind of like an information portal. Each time I go live, you're going to learn more and more and more and become more knowledgeable, more informed, so you can make really good choices on what you do with your skin. Okay, does that make sense? So there's a few categories that are absolute standard across the whole beauty industry, across every single brand. Now I've worked with some big brands, okay? I worked for Estee Lauder, massive brand, okay? I've worked with Darphin, I've worked with Elemis, I've worked with lots of different brands, and I've also worked in a department store when I actually also became really familiar with other brands like Clinique and all those other kind of brands, okay? And a lot of those big iconic brands have been built very much on the reputation of results, okay? A lot of the newer brands that are coming in, the kind of trendy brands, the fashionable brands, the celebrity-based brands, are on the tails of those big iconic brands, okay? So I can definitely give you experience, and obviously Neal, for example, which is what I'm going to talk about predominantly, but this can be transferable. A lot of what I'm going to say can transfer across the different brands that you might use at home. But I want to really kind of keep it simple but interesting for you, okay? So one of the things I say to my clients is, whatever you do that is more than nothing is better than nothing, okay? So if you're watching this and you're like, I do nothing with my skin, I don't like the texture, I don't like the look, I'm starting to get lines, I've got dry areas, I've got spots, I've got congestion, I look tired, my skin's lost its glow, it's losing its firmness, okay? So if you're sitting there thinking, I've got all these issues or some of those issues, but you do nothing, and you get in the shower and you use your shower gel or whatever, or your shampoo, whatever you've got at hand to kind of wash your face, and then you're off and out for the day. If that's all you do, okay, then you're starting from ground zero, okay? So anything you do then on top is a bonus, okay? So if you're starting from ground zero and you do nothing, anything you do from this point onwards is a real bonus, okay? The three fundamentals, okay, the three fundamentals of the most basic skincare routine is to cleanse, is to exfoliate, and is to moisturise, okay? So cleanse, exfoliate, moisturise. If you do those daily or every other day with the exfoliation, then you're starting at a really brilliant place, okay? Because they are your anchor sort of procedures, okay? Cleanse to take any makeup off, cleanse to get rid of any impurities, exfoliate lifts all the dead skin cells off, which then allows the moisturiser to penetrate into the skin to do its job, to keep your skin nourished, okay? So they're kind of like your three basics. But I'm going to talk to you about all of the other products that can be fitted in and expand that regime so you can really start to step into serious skincare if you choose to, okay? So, cleansers. Now, depending on your age, depending on whether you're a ground zero person or not, I've done it all, okay? As a therapist with knowledge, I've still done it all. I've gone to bed with my makeup on. I've used soap and water. I've used whatever is in the shower to get my makeup off. I've used wipes. I've used all of the wrong things, the bad things, the not the good things, okay? And for quite a few years, if you're young, you can kind of get away with it, okay? But there reaches a point where you start to notice things and you want to start looking after your skin, and that's where you actually go, okay, now I need to do it properly, okay? So cleansing is like the first step of any skincare routine. There's all different types of cleansers. Now, with us in Neal, you've got washes, okay? Now, washes are for those of you that like that quick in the shower wash. They like that freshness, that kind of real clean feel to the skin, okay? We do Palma Rosa, we do orange flower, rose and frankincense. I'll talk to you all about those skincare types on another video, okay? But we've got plenty of washes available for those of you that like a wash, okay? Now, for people that want a little bit more serious skincare, as in maybe they're a little bit older, maybe they realise that they've got some skincare concerns, maybe their skin is changing, it's perimenopausal, it's menopausal, maybe you're going through pregnancy, maybe you're going through stress, and you need something a little bit deeper, more nourishing, where you actually spend just a minute, not long, a minute really kind of working a really good product into the skin to cleanse the skin, then you're going to start looking at the cream cleansers. So this is actually my cream cleanser, is Calendula. Now, I'll talk about this specific product another time. You can go and check out it on the website. Anything that I show, you can check out on the website, okay? So I'm not going to fill today's video with what this does and how it works, but this is a cream-based cleanser. And I love this because A, it smells beautiful, so we're talking essential oils, but you rub it in your hands, you work it all around your face, all around your nose, it takes all the makeup off, and then I use, and I'll talk about these another day, yellow sponges, which are professional sponges, but you can get them anywhere, okay, to take off all of the cleanser. I also use, when I feel like my skin is feeling a little bit old, a bit dull, needs a bit of a wake up, I use the frankincense, which again is another cream cleanser, okay? So they come in different types depending on what your skin's needs are. And we also have a beautiful cleanser. Now, I started to use this last year, ran out, and it's on my list to replenish. And it's the Frankincense Intense Triple Action Melt. And it's like, it's really incredible stuff, actually. It's for the serious anti-agers out there. But it's basically like, it melts, like almost like butter, you know, when butter melts in your hands. And when you put it on, oh my word, number one, that the essential oils, the frankincense, is beautiful, but it literally melts away everything. It feels super hydrating. So there's the washes, there's the creams, there's also for people with sensitive skin, or maybe reactive skin, or perhaps they're very stressed, or perhaps they've got some spots. We also do a micellar water cleanser, which is liquid. So there's wash, there's cream, there's liquid, and there's the melt. Okay, so there's 4 kind of categories of cleanser that we do. A cleansing is stage 1 of any skincare routine, is to make sure the skin is clean, okay? Because if you're going to put anything on it, anything at all, if your skin is not clean, you're blocking pores, you're putting up barriers, and then the products, whatever they are, you could be using a really expensive skincare product, it won't penetrate in, because all of the dirt, the grime, the pollution, the makeup, anything that's not been cleansed off will act as a barrier, so you don't get the effect of using those beautiful products afterwards, okay? So cleansing morning and night, really, really important. Now, this question I get asked all of the time. I'm like, what? Why do I need to use a toner? Okay, so a toner is quite old school, to be fair, but it actually has a really important purpose. So when we cleanse, to enable a cleanser to do its job, to get rid of all the pollution, any kind of dirt, grime, sweat, excess sebum, foundation, blushes, whatever's. When we use that cleanser to take all it off, we actually change the pH level of the skin, because the cleanser has to have a different pH to be able to work and do that job of cleansing, okay? So when you change the pH level of the skin, you suddenly change the acid mantle, the top layer of the skin, and what you want to then do is to put it back to its neutral state for you to then continue to use all your other products, okay? And that is where a toner comes in. Now, a toner does a few things. Number one, most importantly, it puts your acid mantle back to neutral, okay? So it makes sure that whatever you do from that point onwards, everything's going to work effectively. But it also is that second little sort of backup in case you haven't removed all your cleanser, all of your product, etc. 100%. It will just lift off anything that's sitting on the surface, okay? Any residue, etc, etc. So a toner is there to return your skin to the right pH. It's just to get rid of any excess residue that's staying there, but it also has other jobs. So it can help to rebalance the skin. Some toners also have additional resurfacing properties. Some toners also have additional moisturising, hydrating properties, okay? So there's a toner for different types and different needs for the skin. This is mine. This is beautiful. This is the Wild Rose. The Wild Rose from an essential oil perspective is stunning. It's one of my favourite parts of the whole of the range. Now this is actually an AHA toner. Again, go and explore it, okay? This is, I don't want to go into any detail, but this is kind of an extra little nibble away at any dead skin cells, and an alpha hydroxy acid. So it just helps to slough off any excess dead skin that's sitting on the surface of the skin, that then allows, again, anything you put on afterwards to penetrate further in, do its job, work more beneficial, okay? So toners are super important, okay? So cleanse, tone. The next kind of step that you can add into a skincare routine is to either polish, exfoliate or scrub the skin. Now I haven't got one down here, but I do actually have one upstairs. Now I've used the honey and orange facial scrub forever, 13 years. It's very grainy, it's very gritty. So what you do is you don't put it onto wet skin. All exfoliators and polishes that have beads, okay, not all of the old beads have all been discontinued. They're all natural beads now, okay, but all of them that have like natural grains in, what you don't want to do is over wet the skin, because if you over wet the skin and you over wet your hands, you create more of a fluid effect with the product, a lot more slide. You don't get as much kind of impact from the exfoliator. So what you want to do is keep your skin, after you've cleansed and you've toned or you've facial washed, skin needs to be kind of patted dry, okay? You get your exfoliator in your hand, you rub it together, you add a tiny little bit of water so it moves, okay? Then you gently start to exfoliate the skin, okay? If you use an exfoliator that is mainly 99% gel and 1% exfoliator, you're not really going to get a very good exfoliation. So really be mindful of the consistency that you're using, okay? So that is one of the most important steps, exfoliating, and it's actually probably the step for years and years and years of doing facials that I would say 90% of clients never did, okay? What happens if you don't exfoliate? Well, all of your beautiful products that you put on your skin cannot penetrate down to the lower layers of the skin and do their job. Okay, so you're basically, it's pointless looking after your skin and using beautiful moisturisers, great serums, great elixirs, great essences, great boosters if you don't exfoliate, okay? Because your skin is made up of numerous layers, and as the layers are at the bottom, they're plump, they're new, they're alive, but as they grow up, they start to die. So the insides of the cell start to flatten because everything sort of shrivels up, okay? And as it reaches the surface, it's dead. It's dead. It's no longer alive. And cells kind of hook onto each other. They stick together quite well, and when they're sticky and they're dead and they're dry, they create a barrier. So when you're putting your beautiful products on the top and you've got all of this dead skin for layer upon layer upon layer, they can't penetrate down and do their jobs. So the whole point of exfoliating is to remove all that excess dead skin to allow the product to penetrate down into those newer layers of the skin to do their job. And when you start to exfoliate 2 to 3 times a week, depending on your age, you will start to see a massive result with your skincare, because all of a sudden your skincare can actually really work, and it takes about 90 days before you see a real result from a skincare product. Some people will use it straight away and go, oh, my skin looks really good, it feels really good, brilliant, that's a really good sign. But actually, because our skin is on a skin cycle, it's on a growth cycle of about 4 to 6 weeks, it takes a good couple of months before you can really start to see the long-term effects of using an exfoliator and using really good skincare. So scrubs and polishes are really, really important. Another sort of factor to add in if you're boosting skin, if you've got an issue with the skin, is a facial mask. And these are something that, again, most people, most clients of mine used to just be like, oh, I don't do masks, why would I do a mask? Because they really help. So this is one of mine. This is the white tea mask. Now this one is what we would call clay based, okay, but some of our masks are what I call wet based, so they're nice and nourishing and movable and malleable on the skin, but some of them are specifically for drawing out impurities, for calming the skin, for cooling the skin. So a mask can be used maybe once a week, once a fortnight, once every 3 weeks, once a month, whatever your preference is, and it's a booster treatment. So a mask is kind of something that can really level up your skincare, can really kind of start to work on a problem. Now that problem, like I say, could be anything. It could be menopausal spots, perimenopausal spots, it could be pregnancy acne, it could be teenage acne, it could be really severely dry skin because you've been stressed out, it could be that you have got a really special occasion and you want your skin to look in top notch, and sort of really work on any fine lines, wrinkles, firmness, that kind of thing. So you might be doing it as a series of something that's leading up to an event. But masks are a brilliant booster to skincare. They're not something that needs to be done every day. There's no reason why you can't if you want to, but they're not something that needs to be done every single day. Let me just open my door because it's really warm in here today. There we go. Whew, it's warm. Okay, so another product to put into a skincare routine if you are looking to level up are things like oils, serums and elixirs. Now I've got a whole load of them here because I use them all. Sorry, husband's ringing me. So we've got things like essences, we've got oils, we've got serums, we've got treatments. I use a variety, as you can see. I've got a few here, and I use them on a prescriptive basis, so I have them for different reasons. So this is a orange flower oil. Now, don't be freaking out if you go, well, I've got oily skin, I can't use oil, it'll make me spotty. I have oily skin, I have combination skin. An oil in skincare is specially designed, its molecular formula is specially designed to work and penetrate, and it doesn't actually make your skin oilier, okay? It actually helps to balance and re-regulate your own sebum production. So it's a misunderstanding that oil makes your skin oilier. It doesn't, it actually regulates it. So I use an oil normally at night because of the nature of it being more nourishing at night, because I'm a makeup wearer, so if I was to use this in the morning I'd have really, really oily skin by lunchtime. So for me, this is something that I would use at night, and I would use it in conjunction with my nighttime routine. So they are brilliant for boosting. They have a different molecular formula, which means they can penetrate further than a moisturiser. Just a quick tip, a moisturiser will only ever sit on the superficial layers of the skin, the first few layers. Oils, serums, elixirs all have smaller molecular formulas and they sit lower, okay? So you can create a sandwich effect. You can look after the skin that's lower down, that's new, okay? And then you can sandwich it in by looking after the skin at the surface, and you're getting like everything. Your skin's gonna be like, oh, hello, party time, okay? I also use boosters. Now, boosters can be added in day or night. This is hyaluronic acid, something that we start to deplete as we age, and this is kind of like your plumping, your scaffolding. It's what keeps your skin plump, juicy, bouncy, okay? There's all sorts of different boosters, but that's another one. Now, because this is a water type texture, it isn't water, but it's a water type texture. Once you put it on, you don't have a residue. So there's no oil, there's no sort of hydration, because it's penetrated down to where it needs to work. So this can be used, a booster can be used in the morning and in the evening. I've got a Beauty Sleep treatment product here. This is great for when you're a bit stressed and you want to go to sleep and you've had a really crazy busy day, you want to shut your mind off, but you also want to look after your skin, because this has essential oils that are beautiful to enhance sleep. Now, this is a treatment product, and when you have a treatment product, it does do all of the things, as in it hydrates, it really kind of does work on the lower layers of the skin, the plumping, the hydration, the texture, the strength, the bounceability, or working on lines, fine lines, wrinkles, firmness, all that kind of stuff. But they don't always feel super hydrating from the surface. So something like this I would be putting underneath a moisturiser, okay? But we have those kind of products available. This is my absolute favourite at the moment. This is my little indulgence. This is the Frankincense Intense Hydrating Essence. It actually looks a little bit like a watery oil mix. When it goes on, it really like plumps and firms my skin, and this is something again that you can interject into your skincare, and this, because of its consistency, can be used morning or night. I tend to use it at night just because of how my skin works, but these are all extra boosters that you can add into a skincare routine. Do you need them? That depends on what you think your skin needs. Not everyone needs all of those, but if you're kind of 35 plus and you care about your aging and you care about what your skin looks like and you want your skin to look as good as long as possible, then your serums, your treatments, your boosters, your essences are definitely something to think about putting into your routine. Then we have got specific treatments, which are kind of for your lip and eyes. And people go, oh, you don't need them, everything else is fine. Actually, these are formulated with different, slightly different formulations and different molecular formulas. Because the skin on your lips, as you would if you took your makeup off, is a different colour. Okay, it's a different colour because it's a different type of skin. So when you're treating a different type of skin, you actually need a different formulation. Okay, so when you see lip products and you go, oh, I don't need that, I'll just put my moisturiser on your lip, you'll get away with that for so long, but once you start to hit 40 plus, you won't. So you want to be looking for specific lip treatments, okay, because they do work differently on your lip area. So we have, this is which one is it? Oh, I don't know whether I brought it down actually now saying that, but there's a lip and eye one which is frankincense that I can actually use on both. Really clever. Okay, this product here is what I'm using at the moment, which is a very it's lush. it's a very good eye product. Okay, so I'm 47 and I'm just starting to see, you probably can't see them because actually they're not that visible, but I'm just starting to get smile lines, if you see what I mean. And when I don't smile, you can just start to see little feather lines coming, and obviously again, well, like, wait, I don't have Botox or anything like that, but your eyebrows start to drop as you get older. So you start to get more of a hooded upper lid. Again, all natural signs of aging. So this is super duper because this is all about lifting, firming, strengthening the skin. Because the reason we get wrinkles isn't because suddenly we get wrinkles, it's to do with movement. If you imagine how many times you blink and you look and you stare and you raise your eyebrows, it's repetitive movements that over time those muscles get more kind of softer, so they start to not bounce back as much, okay, and that's where we get the lines from. So the eye creams are perfect if you want to really specifically work on the eye area. Normal moisturisers over the age of 40 won't cut it. And this one, actually, I brought it down, is an eye gel. It's white tea. That's more of kind of like a soothing. So we do different kind of eye treatments for what you specifically need. So this is my every single night eye treatment. And this is my every single morning eye treatment, because this is kind of gel. It sort of wakes you up and makes your eyes feel nice and bright and awake. So we do eye products, and you can start to use them at any age. I actually started all of this about 20. Because it was my profession, so I was going to, wasn't I? But you can start to use all of these things at any age, but equally, you don't want to be using and wasting money on products when you don't need them, okay? So that's quite important. You know, a 22-year-old definitely won't need the frankincense intense range at all, okay? So it's about knowing what you need for your skin, and not being unnecessary, okay? Not using products that are way beyond your years that you really don't need. So the last range I wanted to talk to you a little bit more about is the boosters, which I've mentioned very quickly in about a minute or two ago. The boosters are amazing. Now, these are very new to Neal Jard, and these are something that you can use morning and night, you can use daily, or you can use in a treatment program. So when I used to do like skincare for brides that were planning on getting married, that kind of thing, we used to have like a very nice 6-month routine. And then just before the wedding, we would start to be more specific about that skincare routine. And a booster for them, which it wasn't available when I was doing the treatments, but a booster for them would be brilliant in a series of a daily application for maybe 7 days or 14 days and then stop. Okay, so boosters are brilliant. They can be used daily, they can be used weekly, or they can be used as a very, very specific, intense program for some special occasion. So, that's quite an amazing kind of conversation I think we've had. There's one more product that I want to talk to you about, which sort of falls into all of these categories, and for us is a bit of a it's a bit of an iconic product. It's the product I fell in love with even before I became a Neal Jard consultant, and before I introduced the whole brand into my business, was the Wild Rose Beauty Balm. Now, back in 2009, when it started as a direct selling business, you could only buy all of these in actual Neal Jard Remedies stores. And then in 2009, they brought it to the market to allow therapists to use these products in their businesses, but also for the general public to have an opportunity to earn an extra income and to use the products themselves at home, to enjoy the products themselves at home. And in 2000 and when did I join? 2011, I think it was. This was the product that captured me, because it was already iconic, but it captured me from a therapist perspective, because it does so much and it covers all of these categories that I've just talked to you about. So very quickly, okay, because I'll talk about this, I've already got a video on this, but I will talk about this in more detail at another stage. But very quickly, you can use Wild Rose Beauty Balm as a cleanser, put it on, remove it, okay? So it ticks your cleanse category. you can use this as a booster, okay? So if you're going to bed and you want to really boost your skin with hydration and radiance and glow and rebalance your skin, perfect for a booster treatment at night. If you want to use it as a mask and go and lay in the bath for 20 minutes and relax, brilliant as a mask, okay? It's a real lovely indulgent treat. You can use it as a moisturiser. You can put it on in a really thin layer if you're not a makeup wearer, for example, and you can just let it sort of work its way through your skin layers during the day, keeping your skin really, really nourished. It's a super balm, it's a super product, and it crosses all of these categories. You can use it anywhere on the body. You can use it on your cuticles, you can use it on your elbows, on your knees, you can use it on your temples for relaxation. The essential oils in it are off the scale incredible. So this is kind of a bit of a standalone iconic product, but so if you're looking at all of the moisturizers, the toners, the boosters, the serums, the everything, this is a bit of an all-rounder. So if you're kind of thinking, well, actually I want something that can do a little bit of everything, this could be your entry into really starting to change your skin. Wow, that's a lot of information. So hopefully that has helped kind of give you some ideas of all the different categories, all the different product types that you can then pick and choose. Well, what's going to work for me? Do I just want to cleanse, tone and moisturise? Do I want to cleanse with a wash, then use an exfoliator, then moisturise? Do I need to put a serum in? Do I want to put a booster in? Do I want to do a mask once a week? It's entirely up to you. What I would say is go and check out my website. I will pop a link in this video so you can find it, and go and explore, because we actually have different types of products in those ranges that I've just discussed with you that work for different skin types. So if you know that your skin is generally a certain type of skin, so it's dry, dehydrated, or it's aging and it needs glow, or it's a little bit combination and it's a bit spotty, then you might want to sort of steer towards that specific type of products, but equally you can pick a mix. And if you're not sure, then book in with me for a free consultation, and I will happily talk about your skin, have a good look at you, talk about your skin, really kind of figure out what your routine is at the moment, what you want to get out of a new routine, what results you're looking for, and then I can help you navigate all across the whole range, which products from which selections are going to work best for you morning and evening, or just daytime. Okay, so do contact me. I do Zoom consultations, so it's not a problem, and we can do it anytime. But like I say, go and have a little look at my website, explore the range, think about what products you've got at home, think about what you use at home at the moment. And I always say to my clients, ask yourself this question: is the skincare I am using at the moment giving me the results I want to see in my skin? Yes or no? Okay, because that's your starting point to start to discover what you need to do next, if you need to bring new things in or not. Okay, so thank you for joining me today. I have no idea if there's any comments because the internet down here is not playing ball, but I will check when I go up into the house. But like I say, this video will be stored in the guides. It will also be moved over to the YouTube channel as well, and I will pop in my link to my website too. And if you want a consultation, please book in with me. Okay, have a beautiful week. I am going to be jumping on live again on Thursday, so join me on Thursday, because we're going to be talking more skincare and diving in a little bit more detail, a bit more specifically. Okay, have a fantastic day, and I'll see you soon.